What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Flagrant. Today I have an insane AK class setup for you guys. It is a zero recoil class setup. To me, this gun is just broken right now. If you do not have the right attachments, the gun is all over the place. But when you put these attachments that I'm going to show you, it literally has like negative recoil. It actually stays perfectly centered, and you're going to be able to rip a lot of people off their little head glitches. And the damage multiplier on the AK is absolutely insane. So it's a very overpowered gun right now. I'm going to go ahead and jump into what the attachments are. But before I do me a favor, smash the like button for me. Let me know what your favorite weapon is in Cold War and what class setup should I do next. What gun are you looking to see the most overpowered setup? I will grind it out. I will find the best setup for you guys and bring it to you in an easy digestible format. And please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss on any of these upcoming class setups, tips, tricks, guides, all that kind of stuff. So stick around for all that. And without further ado, let's jump into the best attachments for a no recoil AK-47. All right, guys, for the first attachment that you're going to use, you're going to go over to the muzzle category and you are going to use the KGB Eliminator muzzle. This gives you better muzzle flash concealment, which really isn't a big deal. But the big part of this attachment is that 17% boost in vertical recoil control. You're going to want that. It's going to help you control your shots and not rise up. Normally the AK tends to go really high to the left and start shaking left to right. This is going to help control that upward kick so you don't have to pull down on your stick as much when aiming. The next attachment, we're going to go all the way down to the underbarrel, and we're going to use the Spetsnaz grip. This gives you another 6% vertical recoil control and a 20% horizontal recoil control. So now when you're shooting, your gun is not really kicking upward and it's not doing that shake left, right. Now you are having a very, very accurate and centered aim while fully spraying. All right, the next attachment that we're going to go ahead and run here on the AK is in the underbarrel category, and it is the Spetsnaz grip. This gives you another 6% vertical recoil control and an additional 20% horizontal recoil control. This is going to help you keep your AK under control. You're not going to have an upward spike in recoil, and you're not going to have that left-right recoil as well. This is really, really huge and very important for locking on target and staying on target. The next attachment that we're going to use is the 40-round magazine. Now, you might be wondering why I'm not using Tape Mag's 40-round speed mag or any of these other magazines. And what you'll notice is if you use the Tape Mags, you're only going to get 30-round mags. And in my opinion, it's just worth it more to have the 40 and a little bit slower reload than having 30 and a little bit faster reload. In my opinion, I'm able to wipe out pretty much an entire 5 to 6 man team with the 40-round mag. Whereas if I am spawn trapping and pushing people, I might have to reload in the middle of the gunfights with the Tape Mags. I don't really like that. And then what you notice with the other attachments are you lose ADS time. You do not want to lose all of your aim down sight time. Whereas the 40-round mag, you do not lose any ADS time, and you got that extended magazine. I think it's worth it, and it's the best magazine for you here with this setup to have the no recoil and still be able to aim down sight quick and have good hip to fire speed times. The fourth attachment that we're going to put on is in the handle category, and it is the Spetsnaz field grip. This gives you a 15% increase in aim down sight speed time, as well as flinch resistance 80%. Now this is huge. This means while you are getting shot, your gun is going to stay on target. Your gun is not going to kick up or spike really bad or have crazy recoil while getting shot at. You are going to be able to stay on target and win those gunfights. This is huge for this setup in winning many fights, especially when you are ripping people off their head glitches. And the last and final attachment that you're going to want to put on your AK is the no stock. And some of you guys might be like, why not use the duster or the skeletal? And simple, this one gives you a 30% increase to sprint to fire time, and it does not cost you hip fire accuracy or anything like that. So now with these 5 attachments in mind, you have a very, very quick sprint to fire speed, a fairly quick ADS speed. So you're coming off a sprint, you're immediately aiming up and firing, and you have no recoil where you're locking on, staying on target, and you're not flinching when getting shot back. This is crazy overpowered because the damage on the AK is so insane, especially with the headshot multiplier. If you're hitting those headshots, you are going to be mowing kids down and it's going to be absolutely insane. Now, I do want to add the rest of the setup that makes this gun extra overpowered when using it in game. When I run the AK, it's not often that I end up having to pull out my secondary, but if I do, I like to have fun and put the dual wield magnums on. I have a good time with that. I have a class setup video for these on how to level them up and how to get them. They're actually crazy overpowered. Check that out. It's actually a broken gun in the game. But if you don't have those, one gun that almost everybody has in the game right now is the last stop blueprint for the AK-47. This blueprint comes with many of the attachments that make this shotgun extremely overpowered, and the only thing that you need to add to it is the duck bill choke. Now, I have a video on this shotgun as well, and why this setup is actually overpowered and pretty broken as well. So either of those two secondaries, the Magnum or the last stop shotgun with the duck bill choke, are going to be great and pair really well with this AK build that we have. Next, what we run with this class setup is the stim shot. I prefer stim shot over stuns or any of those other tacticals because you can basically wipe an enemy, two enemies, stim real quick, and get back in the fight and do it all over again without having to wait for all your health to regen. I really feel like these are the play here, especially if you're playing competitive modes like hardpoint domination, where you're pushing and fighting and spawn trapping. You definitely want those stim shots and not just getting one bulleted by the next person who sees you. For the lethal, I personally run the Semtex. You can kind of run whatever here. I just feel like the Semtex is pretty good in this game, so I run that. Finally, the field mic. This is great for when you are holding down locations and maps and hard points and things like that, where you can put a field mic in a choke point and see many enemies coming a mile away. A lot of people are not running Ninja and they're not hiding from the field mic while they're sprinting, so make sure you go ahead and use the field mics. It's basically a portable UAV. It's really overpowered in comparison to some of the other field upgrades. Next, for the perks, you're going to have to activate the Lawbreaker wildcard before we get into the perks. You do that so that way we can use multiple perks from the same slot. In my opinion, almost all of the really good perks are in the perk 3 slot, and for this class setup we are going to be using perk 3. We are going to be using Gun Co, so we can have faster sprint to fire speeds, firing our weapons and using equipment while sprinting, and swapping weapons faster and taking less falling damage, and being able to hit more shots accurately while sliding. This is a really great perk. It helps keep you in the gunfight, and you have faster reaction speeds than everybody else in the game who's not running it. Next, we're gonna run Ghost. Kind of common sense. You want to stay off the radar. You want to get your flanks, blindside enemies, and be able to catch them off guard. For the third perk we're gonna run is Ninja, so that way our footsteps are deafened a little bit when we're sprinting, and we're not showing up on the field mic when we're sprinting past them. You don't have to stop and destroy it. You can run, get right past it, get behind the enemies, take them all out without them ever knowing you crossed through their field mic. And it also helps your player not make callouts as often in game, where sometimes you're running around and you hear enemy spotted and you know that there's an enemy over there because their character in game just made a call out. So that won't happen as much either. So those three perks combined with this entire setup gives you a crazy loadout to be able to win up close gunfights as well as far range gunfights to mid range with the AK. It's a completely balanced class. In my opinion, it is one of the most competitive classes out there. If this class setup has helped you in any way, please let me know by hitting a like on the video and subscribing to the channel. It means a lot. And hey, it's free. And also, you know what? You're not going to miss out on all of the dope content we have coming up. All the crazy class setups, challenges, tips and tricks and guides and all that type of stuff. So don't miss out. Don't be the guy that I am pooping on in the lobby all day with these class setups, okay? Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.